I'm installing a Garadry Weather Stop garage door threshold. This is made from a durable recycled vinyl which doesn't become brittle over time, even with prolonged contact with water or sunlight. It's held down with an adhesive sealant which will create a watertight seal to the floor. It's going to help stop water, debris, and pests from getting under your garage door. And the thresholds come in sizes from 1/4 inch to 2 inches in height. My garage floor has settled, so I have about a 1-inch gap on one side, and the door is completely flush to the concrete floor on the other side. So I'm going to be setting this threshold at an angle to get a tight fit. To figure out where you want your threshold positioned, you're going to push the threshold firmly against the back of the door for a tight fit. My track on one side doesn't extend down to the floor, so I'm just going to push the threshold under this. If your track does extend down to the floor, you're going to notch out the threshold with a hacksaw. On this side, where the threshold meets the track, I'm going to mark it and notch it out with a hacksaw. And now I'll cut this out with a razor knife. The excess can also be cut off and used to fill any gaps. Once the threshold is where you want it, mark the floor on both sides. Sweep the floor well and then wipe off the bottom of the threshold. Cut off the end of your sealant tube. They want you to cut down the end of your tip about 1/2 inch. You're going to put 2 continuous parallel lines about 3/8 of an inch from the lines that you marked. Once you have your 2 parallel continuous lines of the sealant, you're going to put a wavy line in between it. Now you want to put your threshold right on top of the sealant. I have a helper lifting the other side so I can place it directly on top of the sealant. Now you can put a thin bead of sealant along the outside edge and smooth it to the threshold. Close the door and make sure the threshold is snug up against the back of the door. Allow the sealant to cure for 24 hours before you drive a car over the threshold. It made a big difference for the gap I had under this door.